The year 2020. From Japanese mountain murder hornets to the vaunted coronavirus pandemic, 2020 has been the year from diabolical hell. This outbreak has seen Americans quarantine for months and stuck up on endless amounts of toilet paper and hand sanitizer. It's truly been a year different from almost any other. But despite all the changes this year has brought us, one thing has remained constant. Same old Lions. Another week, another loss, another year, another putrid start to the season. I can't take it anymore. It's time to start calling for the heads of Bob Quinn and Matt Pooptricia and burn this thing to the ground. It's time for a fresh restart. And it's time to start talking about it right now on Detroit Sports Extreme.
Recorded from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, this is Detroit Sports Extreme. Here is your new voice for Detroit Sports, Johnny Bakerstone.
Well, good day to you, Detroit sports fans, and welcome to yet another edition of Detroit Sports Extreme. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, but after watching that bloodbath at Lambeau, I don't see how you possibly could have. The Lions lose for the second week in a row, and the 11th time overall dating back to last season, as the Green Bay Packers dish out a 42-21 ass-kicking. If you tuned in to Detroit Sports Extreme Lions game day on Sunday, we told you to take the Packers giving 6.5. And despite the fact that the Lions built an early double-digit lead, it didn't matter, as the Lions become the first team in NFL history to lose 4 straight games in which they had a double-digit lead. My God! Dating back to 1992, it's Detroit's 27th loss at Lambeau in 30 games as head coach Matt Pooptricia drops to 9-24-1 in his third season here in Detroit. Folks, enough is enough. GM Bob Boob Quinn needs to go. Head coach Matt Pooptricia needs to go. I can't take this bullshit for one more Sunday. We have Bozo the Clown Bob Quinn and Matt Pooptricia running an absolute candy stand circus operation. I am so sick and tired of the same old bullshit every Sunday. You deserve better. This city deserves better. This thing needs to be blown up, and we need a fresh, new start. I will expound upon these thoughts as soon as we go over the highlights, if that's what you want to call them. And joining me once again will be 1660 The Wave analyst Candy Copperfield. The Lions did win one thing on Sunday, the coin toss, and elect to receive to begin the game. Detroit starts off strong with an 8-play, 75-yard opening drive, led by a 29-yard reception from T.J. Hockenson, and capped off with a 1-yard Kerryon Johnson touchdown run.
Oh, Johnny, it was so good to see the Lions score on that opening drive, but something in the back of my head told me this probably won't last.
If there's one positive we can take from this game, it has to be Hockenson. I've been pumping him up since our first show, and the second-year tight end led the team in receiving yards on Sunday with 62 to go along with 4 catches. When your leading pass catcher has only 62 yards, however, it just goes to show how much the Lions really miss Kenny Golladay.
Boy, I'll say, Johnny, I was passing more gas on Sunday than the Lions were yards.
Golladay will reportedly return next week in Arizona, and Matthew Stafford will obviously welcome him back with open arms. Turning to the Kerryon Johnson touchdown, just when I thought I had this backfield figured out in Week 1, head coach Matt Pooptricia mixes things up in Week 2, giving Johnson 5 carries on the opening drive, including 2 carries inside the 5-yard line. Adrian Peterson, who is the presumed goal line back, did not sniff a touch on the opening drive. After looking razor sharp last week with 14 carries and 93 yards, it was odd not to see Peterson out there more on Sunday, especially on the goal line. And Peterson only had 7 carries on the entire afternoon. After the Packers respond 5 minutes later to cut the Lions' lead to 7-3, the Lions counterpunch with their second consecutive 75-yard touchdown drive, thanks to a 4-yard Marvin Jones touchdown reception to take a 14-3 lead. During the drive, it was nice to see DeAndre Swift actually hold on to the ball as he hauled in a couple of nice catches. And Swift finished the game miraculously second on the team in receiving yards with 60. But for the second week in a row, Swift was highly ineffective running the ball, rushing only 5 times for 12 yards. The Lions are going to have to start to get more production out of the second-round rookie running back, or it'll be yet another botched Bob Quinn draft pick. The Lions lead 14-3 and, as we alluded to earlier, have their 4th consecutive double-digit lead dating back to last season. At this point, did anyone, and I mean anyone, think the Lions would play 4 full quarters and win the game wire to wire? Not a fat fucking chance. The second quarter starts the beginning of the Aaron Jones onslaught, as the Packers running back scores a 7-yard touchdown to cut the Lions' lead to 14-10. We talked about how much of a pain in the ass Jones is on the Sunday Game Day show, and he certainly did not disappoint Packer fans. So, what do teams like your Detroit Lions do to answer? How about a negative 2-yard, 45-second 3-and-out to give the Packers the ball at their own 38 with exactly 1 minute remaining in the first half? Nice job, guys! The Packers' final drive of the first half is where I really thought the game turned on the Lions. And we have safety Will Harris to thank for that. The second-year safety commits 2 penalties in a row, one for unnecessary roughness and the other for a horse collar tackle, gifting Aaron Rodgers and the Packers 30 free yards. You talk about undisciplined football, and it all starts at the top. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Matt Pooptricia. The Packers take advantage and score a late touchdown to take a 17-14 lead at halftime in a game where the Lions led almost the entire first half, Candy Copperfield.
Yeah, Johnny, halftime was where I started to drink. I knew what was coming. We all knew what was coming.
Did we ever? The very first play of the second half results in a 75-yard run from Lion villain Aaron Jones, giving the Packers a 24-14 lead. Green Bay scores 2 touchdowns in only 58 seconds of game action. It's absolutely asinine how bad this Detroit Lion defense is. After being heralded a defensive guru in New England, Matt Pooptricia was brought to Detroit to shore up this defense. And not only has it not worked, the Lions defense just continues to get worse. Most notably, Lions corner Jeff Okudah had a very poor showing in his Lion debut, as Aaron Rodgers targeted his way 10 times for 7 catches and 121 yards. Sure, Devontae Adams presents a tough cover, but even Martez Valdez-Scantling joined the nut-roasting parade as he burned Okudah's jockstrap along the sidelines for a big 41-yard catch. Not good. Pro Football Focus scored Okudah with a team-worst 28.6 grade, and he looked lost out there. I'm going to stay patient and give Okudah more time, but this was a troubling beginning to his career for sure. If you're going to be a corner taken at 3 overall in the NFL draft, I'm looking at you, Boob Quinn. You need to be an elite shutdown corner. And although it's early, that was clearly not the case on Sunday. Turning back to the game, things only continue to snowball as franchise quarterback Matthew Stafford, who's never won a division or a playoff game, throws a pick 6 from his own 5-yard line, sealing the fate of Detroit's second loss of the season as the Lions lose to the Packers 42-21 at Lambeau. The Lions defense gives up 488 total yards of offense, including 259 rushing yards. Things will probably only get worse next week in the desert at Arizona. Now for my reaction on the game.
Johnny's reaction to Week 2.
As I alluded to at the top of the show, Bob, Boob, Quinn, and Matt Pooptricia need to go. It's not working, folks. It's never worked. Since Quinn took over as Lions general manager in 2016, he's drafted only one player that wound up being a Pro Bowler in Kenny Golladay. One. Over the last 5 years, Boob has made 43 draft selections in the NFL draft, and he's made some absolutely head-scratching selections. Tease Tabor, Miles Killebrew, and Jared Davis are some of the many draft picks that come to mind that have not panned out. With an overall record of 27, 38, and 1 entering his 5th season, the former director of pro scouting for the New England Patriots has been an absolute disaster and dumpster fire in Detroit. Let's not forget about some of his free agent signings as well. Quinn signed tight end Jesse James to a 4-year, $22 million deal in 2019, only to draft my boy TJ Hawkinson a month later in the first round of the NFL draft. James has not logged a single touchdown with the Lions and barely sniffs the field. In 2017, Quinn signed offensive tackle Rick Wagner to a 5-year, $47 million deal, making him the highest paid right tackle in the NFL. How did Wagner reward Quinn, you ask? Only by being one of the Lions' worst run blockers during his stay in Detroit, grading as the second worst offensive lineman in 2019. Wagner is no longer a member of the team. It goes on and on and on, and it needs to stop now. The Fords need to take their diapers off and relieve this man of his duties. We need a fresh start, and we need hope. This team is going absolutely nowhere as currently constructed. Joining Quinn in the toilet house and hopefully soon the unemployment line is head coach Matt Pooptricia. Pooptricia replaced Jim Caldwell in 2017, who was fresh off a 9-7 season. Yet Boob Quinn axed him anyway, saying the Lions needed to be better. In his 4 seasons in Detroit, Caldwell won 56% of his games, the best winning percentage of any Detroit Lions head coach since Buddy Parker did it in the early 1950s. I'm sure you all remember good old Buddy Parker. Not only did the Lions not get better, they got way worse, as they went from a coach who won 56% of his games in Caldwell to a coach who's won 26% of his games in Pooptricia. With the reputation of a defensive guru from his time in New England, Pooptricia's defenses in Detroit have been beyond horrendous. The Lions are giving up the 3rd most points per game in the NFL this season and gave up the 7th most last season. This season, Detroit is giving up the 5th most total yards per game, and last season they gave up the 2nd most total yards per game. It's clear that this duo of clowns is not working, and it's time for them to go. We're going to take a quick 60-second commercial break and be right back. You're listening to Detroit Sports Extreme.
Want to get ripped? Want to get lean? Want to get strong? Well, now you can with the PoopFlex 5000. Enjoy a convenient in-home workout with the superior quality of a professional gym, inspired by Detroit Lions head coach Matt Pooptricia. See instant results in 3 weeks by simply doing an exercise every time the Lions defense gives up a first down or a touchdown. Take it from this testimonial.
I used to sound like this.
But now, because of the Detroit Lions, I sound like this.
And as an added bonus, if you order in the next 10 minutes, we'll throw in a free complimentary perfect poop up. Every time Matt Pooptricia blows a play call, just do a sit-up and you'll be ripped in no time. Don't delay, call today. The PoopFlex 5000, making Detroit stronger day by day. Welcome back to Detroit Sports Extreme. Here again is Johnny Bakerstone.
Now it's time for our Bird and Turd of the Week and our Stat of the Week.
Bird of the Week.
Painfully, the Bird of the Week has to go to Green Bay Packers running back Aaron Jones. Ideally, this award should be handed out to a Detroit athlete week to week. But when your quarterback throws an interception for a touchdown, your leading receiver has only 62 yards, your leading rusher has only 41 yards, and your defense gives up 42 points and 488 total yards of offense, how in the Sam hell can the Bird of the Week possibly be crowned to a Detroit Lion? Jones absolutely dominated the Lions on Sunday, racking up 18 carries for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns, and adding another touchdown and 68 yards through the air. But not to worry, Lion fans, I'm sure the Lions will keep Kyler Murray and Kenyon Drake in check next week.
Turd of the Week.
So many to choose from for this one, but this week's Turd of the Week has to go to the entire Detroit Lions defense. Matt Pooptricia's vaunted steel curtain gave up 42 points and 488 total yards of offense on Sunday to the Green Bay Packers. Through the first 2 games of the season, the Lions defense is giving up the most rushing yards per game at 204 and the 3rd most points per game at 34.5. My God.
Stat of the Week.
58. Tight end TJ Hawkinson's 58 receiving yards in the first half Sunday made him the first Detroit Lions tight end in franchise history to have at least 50 receiving yards in the first 2 games of a single season. Sure, it doesn't sound like much, but Hawkinson's progression from year 1 to year 2 has been encouraging. Let's keep a close eye on Hawkinson in week 3 and see if he can keep it going. That will conclude this edition of Detroit Sports Extreme. Starting this weekend, we will be unveiling a new, longer, once-a-week show format, which will recap the previous week, but will also preview the week ahead. On the upcoming show, we will preview the Lions-Cardinals matchup, go over the abrupt retirement of Ron Gardenhire, as well as recap the Tigers season, and discuss Big Ten football, as Michigan and Michigan State will be starting back up in October. As a reminder, you can be a part of the show by Facebook messaging the Detroit Sports Extreme Facebook page. This is uncensored, folks. Don't feel like you have to hold back. I welcome any thoughts you may have, preferably on the Detroit Lions. The owner of the message I deem the spiciest will be awarded a $25 Amazon gift card. If you enjoyed the show, you can follow us a number of different ways. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher under the name Detroit Sports Extreme. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter under the name Detroit Sports Extreme. To follow me on Twitter, my handle is J_Bakerstone. We'll see you this weekend, Detroit sports fans.